in February, but we had auditions in
In
January.
theory, we are recording, sir, so.
Okay, thank you. I'm Peter Casarella. I am acting chair this evening of the Douglas Library Board of Trustees, our regular meeting on Monday, April 14th. We have with us, we have a quorum. Pat Ayers, our chair, is not here this evening, so I'm going to take over. And with that, everyone has an agenda. I would ask you all to please stand and pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Hi, Pete. This is Catherine.
Okay, we'll move on to public comments.
Pete, I'm
Does
so
anyone from the
sorry.
public have a comment or wish to speak at our meeting this evening? Please.
Yes, Donna.
I just, for the record, could you identify who is present?
I think you're
Thank
on
you.
mute, Donna. I can't hear you.
A little technological glitch here.
Hear me now? Can you hear me now?
There we go.
There you go. So that's Donna Lanza.
For the record, just identify who's present.
We have,
Let's just go down.
yeah, let's just go down the row.
Meg Clifton.
Kirk Smallage.
Dale Bland.
Peter Casarella.
Sue Porter.
And Mary Ann Foot just walked in.
Yep, and MA Foot just arrived.
Hi, MA.
Get a
Thank
reply
you.
from you even though I called. See, I can't
Get
get
him.
online.
I didn't get a message from you.
It's on the phone.
Yeah, I didn't have one when I came
Do you-
back. I don't know.
I'll move down. You can sit here if you want.
Okay, so we got 5 board members. Clearly got a
6 board members.
6
here.
board
Can you
members.
be on this side, centered, so I can hear better? Does that really matter?
Here's a present for you.
I know, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, hearing no public comments, we'll move on to the next agenda item, which are reports, and we'll start with the secretary's report. I trust everyone has received and read over the minutes
Or found them on the town website.
or
as the
found them
case
on
may be.
the town website, right? That was our March 10th meeting. So are there any comments, questions, suggestions, changes?
Move to accept the minutes.
Motion to move to accept the minutes.
I'll
Do I-
second.
Sue Porter, second. Kurt made the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Was I there?
Was you there?
Oh,
Yes, you were there.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't read these, but
I abstained. I was not here.
Any nays? And 1 abstention, Dale?
Yes.
Okay, so it passed unanimously 4-1. Mary Ann, you going to vote?
I'll vote to accept them.
5-0 to
Because no
1
one had
then.
any other comments, so I might as well.
Right.
They seemed pretty accurate to me. I mean, they always do.
Okay,
This is yours, you want back?
sure, I'll take it. If you don't
Do
want
you
it.
want it?
No, you can have it.
Thank you.
That's a belated
This is
birthday
my report,
present.
MA.
Yeah.
Okay, town manager's representative. Donna?
Hello, not much to report, just, we're busy, very busy with the budget, and we have a budget referendum coming up on Tuesday, May 6th. Hopefully, everybody will get out there and vote. And we are, working a lot on the budget, on the CIP. We're still working on ARPA projects. The library has the security system, the cameras, the keyless entry all installed and partially up and running. We're still working on a few things. Parking lot stuff should hopefully get approved with the CIP, and then that project will hopefully start not in the not too distant future. There was a little flood in the library, which I'm sure Drusilla will give you more details on. So the town was busy helping the library deal with that. That happened the week after Maple Fest. Um, Maple Fest was a great success, and it's always a nice opportunity to showcase the beautiful library. And they enjoyed the bridge, the new bridge, and the connection that it makes to the greater community. So I think that's it for now, unless anybody has any questions.
No questions of Donna?
Donna,
Kurt?
just is the referendum available to vote by absentee ballot?
No, no.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
I'm sorry. No, yes, it is. The referendum is available for absentee ballot.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the special town meeting. So there is also a special town meeting on April 24th. And that's for a couple other, like a school roof appropriation and an appropriation for the DPW engineering and design. That's at the library on Thursday, the 24th. No absentee ballots, but the referendum, the town clerk will have the absentee ballots for that.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Any other questions of Donna? Hearing none, we'll move on to the chairperson. I have nothing to report. I didn't realize I was going to be chairperson.
I didn't either, so.
So I will turn it over to our library director. Okay.
As Donna mentioned, the big adventure over the last month was having a staff member come upstairs and say, there's a lot of water in the kitchen. So it took some time to figure out where the flood was coming from. We had all of the flooring came up in there and in the kitchen storage room there in the kitchen. We've had box fans running to try to dry out the carpet in the staff workroom because that was affected. Eventually, we figured out, thanks to a suggestion by Andy, that it was an issue. So there is, where the water main comes into the building, there is a valve that decreases the pressure, and that valve had decided to fail. So it turns out, who knew, that you have to get a special plumber to deal with that. Your regular plumber can't deal with it. So he came and he fixed. There is currently no floor in the kitchen. That all came up and it will be replaced. We've had a couple of people here. The town maintenance supervisor has been in and out. So we've had some people, we've picked a sample that we like of tile, which should also stand up better to the conditions that, because some of you know, we've had issues with the flooring in there for a while. So, and then we have to replace the wall in the storage room where we cut it away to try to find where the water was coming from. But so yes, I spent a lot of time dealing with water in the basement. And unfortunately, it's all fixed now. So my idea of having boating lessons as a summer reading program is off the table. But yes, and Sean, the town maintenance supervisor, was super helpful. He and the public works guys were over here, I don't know how many times, trying to figure out what was going on. But so yes, that was very exciting. It did prompt us to clean out the staff break room because there was a lot of stuff that got rather damp. So I guess in that sense, it was good that we cleaned that out. Other than that, last month was a lot of meetings for me. It was the Eastern Connecticut Library Directors Roundtable met. The Tallinn County Bibliomation Directors met. The Bibliomation Board met. There were a couple of webinars from the state that were going on. So I spent a lot of time either somewhere else sitting in meetings.
What were the titles or what were the subjects of the webinars?
So I did one on communication styles and the differences between generations in communication styles, because there's been a lot of discussion in library world lately about the fact that there's a group that's kind of aging retirement age, and then we have a lot of younger people and kind of the different means of communications. So that was very interesting. I felt like some of the things the presenter said were sort of very, very generalized, but it was interesting to kind of look at like some of the generations that we have represented here and relate it to that. I also did one on, that the state provided on library services to patrons with dementia. And ways
You
in
didn't
which,
have to look at me.
in which, oh, you were the one who asked the question. But some of the things that I had already hoped that we could implement in coming years, but then some ideas for ways to make the library more accessible to patrons with dementia and then also their caregivers. So that one was a like 3-hour webinar. It was very long. What else did I do? Oh, the others were all assorted meetings on various budget season legislative agendas at the state level, that sort of thing.
National.
So the IMLS funding does not actually affect us directly. We do not receive that funding. That goes to the state library. So your average frontline library patron will not notice any difference. I will notice some of the things that I use will no longer be available, but library patrons, you as board members, will not see a difference for that. Delivery may take a few days longer because our state delivery service is supplemented by IMLS funding, but it's not going to go away completely. But yes, there was some discussion about that as well.
Right.
There's been some back and forth, but yes, it will not, for the time being, it will
Right.
not affect us directly. Eventually, that starts to trickle down, but at least for the foreseeable future, it should not have a direct impact on us. Libraries that we're hoping for or that we're receiving grants to help them with programming, libraries that we're receiving construction grants, that kind of thing, they will be impacted, but we're not in that category. So,
Okay.
But yes, there's been a lot of discussion of that as well, and what different national things mean for libraries in general, and discussions of ways to provide information to people about what's going on. And yeah, it's a very interesting time to be a library director. And other than that, I spent some time talking to, so our magazine subscriptions had previously been paid by the Friends, and they used a subscription aggregator, WT Cox, which, so basically you have another company that deals with all of your renewals and all of that. So I used the opportunity, since now we're paying for that ourselves, to do some comparison shopping and spent some time talking to various vendors. And we will save about $200 a year for the same subscription list with the vendor that I just processed the paperwork for today.
Perfect.
And we budgeted for that.
Yes, going forward, yes, that the $400 will not break the bank.
No, I just wanted to make sure it's in
Yes,
our
yeah.
expense budget.
Yes, it's not going to have much impact.
So does that end up being for subscriptions that also show up on Bibliomation?
No, these are our paper subscriptions.
Okay.
So the magazines that come into the library, Consumer Reports, the databases that you can access directly from here, but other libraries don't have access to. It's just the print.
Okay. But do we pay subscriptions for those magazines that come in on?
So those are mostly through Overdrive, which is the Libby app. And every library in Bibliomation pays a small amount towards that entire. So we pay something like, I think the last time I looked at it, it was like $350 a year for our portion of the content that includes magazines.
So it's a great variety of.
Yeah, but so that's a consortium. That's not us directly. So,
Okay.
but yeah, it was interesting talking to different magazine vendors and what different companies provide and so on. But I think the company that we're going with is a little bit smaller. It's has a little bit more customer service reputation because WT Cox is one of the big ones.
Right.
And we're very willing to work with me on, I want everything to come due at the same time. And I don't want to have to pay this invoice here and this invoice here. And they were great.
Good.
So, and I think that's pretty much it.
Any other questions of Drusilla?
Did you finish your report?
Do anything?
Nope.
Donna, you all set? No questions?
She's all set.
She's all set. Okay, we'll move on to old business. Fiscal year 26 budget update.
Which I don't have one because they're still in the budget process.
Okay,
They're still working on it. Everybody go vote at the referendum.
Right.
right.
Vote in favor, let's put it that way, in the referendum, so.
New business. The only thing I could think of were the elections, but we don't have them on the agenda.
We do not have them on the agenda, which
we-
is, I am writing them in. I actually had written them in for the last one, but
So put that
I
on
think
the
I
next
brought
one.
it up at the last meeting.
they are on the agenda now. Yes, I had a note, but past month has been interesting, so I apologize for that.
So, is Pat, I assume she really would like to be replaced?
I think
if
she would like
possible?
to step down as chair, yes.
Yeah.
Well, we already had
Do
an
we-
arrangement between Gail and
Yes.
Pat, and they were going to share it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and unfortunately Gail has not
Yeah,
been
that
able
hasn't
to
worked
be
out.
part of it, so, yeah, she'd like to step
So
down.
now we don't have anyone.
Well, is there anyone interested in any of the
Yeah.
offices?
Kurt, what do you think?
I'm not sure I understand the responsibilities all that well. I haven't had a chance to look at that. Peter, are you interested in becoming the chair?
I've done my 2 years.
How about if you're co-chair?
Would you, how about if, yeah, that would work. Would you, how about if you and I are co-chairs? Because I can benefit from your experience.
I'm more than happy to counsel you at any time. Anytime. I'm more than happy to counsel you.
Okay.
I've served my time. I think we need somebody else. I think we need
Okay,
some fresh
yeah,
blood.
I'll do that. I'll chair.
I have
if
to
needed.
say, when I was chair, he was an excellent co-chair.
Okay, good.
That was subtle, I like
Well,
that.
if Peter stays on as vice chair
Right,
for a year,
that's what I meant. He was the vice chair.
then, you
yeah.
know,
I'm more than happy to counsel anyone who steps up.
You don't mind moderating the meetings, though.
No, I don't mind moderating. And then we'll need a secretary, and as long as we have our
yeah.
clerk committed.
But the secretary, yeah,
budget.
as long as the clerk is, as long as Catherine is here, the secretary's position is fairly
Right.
low impact.
Unless we were to have other communications. Thank you, things
Yeah.
of that sort.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's,
So you're going to handle that for us?
I couldn't hear what you said.
You're going to handle that for us?
I still didn't hear.
So it's only a thank you note.
I could do a secretary position if it is, I am not at a point in my life right now where I can take on a chair role just
No.
because there are times when I'm gonna have to miss meetings because of my kids' schedules and stuff. So that wouldn't be fair to the committee, but I could do a secretary position.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
all right, I have this now in big letters on my, this agenda, and I will put that proposed slate in the next month's agenda.
Excellent. Thank you. Anything else for new business?
I have a question. Has the library been invited to attend the Night of Giving at the
Yes.
Lions?
Yeah, Leah
And-
and I will be there.
Okay.
Yes, we will be there.
Was that in May?
That's
Wednesday.
Oh, this
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Oh, okay. Why was I thinking? I was
Yeah,
thinking
no,
that
it's
was Tuesday.
Wednesday, so we were actually laughing that this is the first week that I have not had rehearsal every night,
Oh, beautiful.
and I'm here every night
Excellent,
instead, so
excellent.
it's great. But yes, Lita and I will be there
Okay.
for Night of
Great.
Honors.
How much money?
I don't know yet. I'll find out when we get there.
Because Sue knows how much money she's going to thank them for. Isn't that the Lions?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have not told me.
Mm.
Well, I'd like to keep it a secret.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
But
find
Lita
out.
and I will go and we will, thank them as we always do. And assuming we survive the petting zoo tomorrow.
You will. Any other business to come before us? All right, we'll go down to the strategic plan committees. The first committee is the oversight committee. Do they have anything to report? Okay, the welcoming committee, anything?
Well, the signage is very, very welcoming. The staff is very welcoming. I've had very positive comments from people. And
Okay. Yeah, we have a good bunch.
Yeah, the people that work here are great.
Thank you, Dale. Intercol?
We just keep partnership with Graham High School with putting our.
The middle school's
stuff.
also been good lately. It took me a while to track down who the new newsletter person
Oh
for
yeah,
the middle
it kept
school was.
changing. Yeah.
Because every time I got an email address, I'd get, oh, this person isn't here anymore. But I
Right.
think I figured it out now.
Yeah.
So they've been putting stuff up for us as well.
On the ramblings or
In
whatever.
the
Whatever, is that what it's called?
the Rambler newsletter.
And then the
yeah.
middle school, it's the Raptor report.
And I know, and a lot of parents, kids don't look at it so much, but parents do.
Yeah.
And so
It's Fridays.
every Friday it goes out. And we at the high school, we'll get parents at the end of the year who are like, oh, thank you so much for sending that out. Like my kid never tells me anything, so it's nice to know what's going on. So people do read it and look at it. So it's good.
So they'll include activities from other town organizations in there?
So it depends on what it is. Usually things like the library, AHM.
Like if it's family oriented?
Yeah,
or
family
something?
oriented and specifically like a town program.
Yes.
Those are all things that the board policy allows us to
Uh-huh.
put those in.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I send like flyers for the teen advisory board
Right.
and the various teen activities go. And then the middle school, it's kind of a judgment call whether you send them the teen stuff or the stuff that maybe appeals to older kids. It's kind of a,
Right.
but
So like John's upcoming history lecture thing, town history, that could go on there.
Feasibly, yeah. It depends on who it's coming from. So is that being hosted at the
it's
library?
being held here, but
Co-host,
co-hosting.
yeah,
Co-hosted.
co-sponsored.
Yeah. So we usually send things that are specifically geared towards
Hmm.
high school and junior high
Yeah,
kids.
yeah,
So I guess I don't know how much of a draw it might be for
yeah.
high school kids, but
Right,
usually it's
right.
like a lot of the teen programming and like the summer reading and stuff like
Mhm,
that.
mhm.
We put those in.
Yeah.
Nice. Is library making any progress with the grade schools?
We have asked, so Lita is in touch with the school media specialists at
Mhm.
the elementary schools.
Mhm.
I asked Andy if he could lend me a hand because as I think you all remember, there was a new policy
Right.
that meant that we couldn't send anything to
Mhm.
the kids.
Mhm.
And I asked Andy if he had any ability to kind of put in a good word for us. And unfortunately, the powers that be at the grade schools are fairly adamant that it's stuff from the school and stuff from AHM, and that's it. But the school media specialists are being very helpful in helping us get the word out because they have a little bit of leeway to post stuff in the media centers and kind of
Mhm.
Okay.
recommend things. So Lita's been talking to them, and that's been helpful. But it's not as ideal as getting.
It was never a problem in the past.
No, it's never
No.
been. It was a
They
new
changed the
policy that went in at
policy.
the beginning of
Yeah.
the school year. Yeah, and because we Lita was over there last spring to talk to
Right.
every
I
class
remember
about
that.
summer
Yeah,
reading,
right,
and
right.
now that's not an option. And we had sent flyers home not for everything, but if we had a big event or like our April vacation stuff, we were sending flyers home to the kids, and unfortunately, that's not an option. But like I said, the school media specialists have been very helpful
That's
about
good.
kind of doing what they can to help us get the word out.
Thank you.
And considering the numbers of children that we're having at events, I think we're doing, we're getting the word out
That's
somehow.
good. That as long as
So-
we're
how about a problem with the teenagers?
They have been very good recently. We had one of the ones that we had to ban permanently attempted to come back into the building, and we recognized him obviously, and I
Right.
went to him and I was like, maybe it wasn't made clear to you that your ban is permanent and you can come talk to me when you turn 18.
Right, right.
And he left. I did send an email to our new resident trooper asking him if he could have the school resource officer remind,
Right.
the kid that there is ban. But he left quietly. We haven't seen him since.
Okay.
We've been very busy. Like on Friday, we were overrun because it's an early
It's a half
dismissal day.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of giggling and there's a lot of talking because they're overgrown children, but they've been generally very good.
Good.
And we did, of course, I was out on Friday, but the new resident trooper stopped by
Okay.
on Friday and chatted with Claire and Lita. And so, yeah, they've been pretty good. And
That's
if you
good.
ever want to see, how creating TikTok videos works, come to the library after school because we have a crew that likes to film their TikTok videos here, which I figure we're fostering, media
Creativity,
skills and
absolutely.
creativity. That's what we're
21st
doing.
century literacy skills.
But yeah, they're and what's interesting is one of the kids that we had some trouble with last year has been back here meeting with a tutor after school and has
Good,
been
okay.
very hardworking and very polite. And his tutor, mentioned what a good kid he was because I was like, oh, the first time I saw him, I was like, why are you here? Because we hadn't seen him since, and he's
Right.
here to meet with a tutor. So I was really pleased
Good,
to see
okay.
him back and using the library the way it's supposed to be used.
Right.
So
That means
That's
the
great.
parents kicked in on that
Good.
one.
I think it might actually be the wrestling coach. We understand the
do it
wrestling
too, though.
coach
Yeah.
at RAM is very big on behaving properly in
Yes.
public. And
Do we have a dueling coach?
We don't have a dual.
you know what? We're going to start a fencing club here. I'm sure the town insurance won't mind at all. But yeah, so we're on that front. We're doing pretty well, I think. Knock on wood.
Right.
Good. Okay, that was integral safe. I think that's me.
I think that is you.
And I think the lights are great out and back.
Yep.
The bridge
They're-
adds immensely to
It
what's
is very
going
bright
on.
out there.
Very nicely done. Thank you again, Donna. Evolving, anyone here from the Evolving Committee? Okay, with that,
So move.
been moved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain? The ayes have it. Thank you all. See you next month.
Thank you.